Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. Who will Manchester United's final signing be in this summer transfer window? Now we have been linked with Kieran Trippier from Atletico Madrid. According to Marca, Manchester United have taken the initiative to sign Kieran Trippier. Man United will get a deal done for Kieran Trippier as details emerge over the personal terms. Kieran Trippier recently returned to Atletico Madrid training. Sky Sports said that Atletico Madrid want £34 million. Fabrizio Romano said the other day that the Kieran Trippier situation is quiet. Man United want to sort out Diego Dalot's future. Trippier expects any Man United move to materialise towards the end of the summer transfer window, because Trippier arranged for his family to relocate back to Manchester. Man United already have a Kieran Trippier transfer agreement. We've already had 2 offers rejected for him. Now, quite a few weeks ago, it said that Manchester United were close to signing Kieran Trippier for £18 million. That was stemming from Neil Custis from The Sun. As well, it said that Atletico Madrid won't sell Kieran Trippier to Man United. We went in for him back in the January transfer window, but we cooled our interest because Trippier got banned by FIFA for 8 weeks for breaching betting rules. But it would be very beneficial to get him in because he's a right back. He'll provide competition for Wan-Bissaka. He's highly experienced and he's proven in the Premier League. His current contract at Atletico Madrid expires next year. Atletico Madrid paid £20 million for him from Tottenham back in the summer of 2019. Now, there's been quite a few midfielders on our agenda. Solskjaer's priority is to get a midfielder in. Manchester United have been linked with Saul Niguez from Atletico Madrid. Man United have made contact with the agents of Saul Niguez. He did say that the agents of Saul Niguez would fly to England this week for talks with Manchester United and Liverpool, because Man United and Liverpool are battling it out for Niguez. Atletico Madrid said they want between 35 million to 40 million. Reports from Spain said the other day, though, that Niguez favours a move to Barcelona. Barcelona were in talks with Atletico Madrid over a swap deal involving Griezmann and Saul Niguez. We've identified Saul Niguez as a potential replacement for Pogba. Saul Niguez has a gentleman's agreement in place with Atletico Madrid. I think if Niguez comes to the Premier League, he'll exceed expectations. He'd fit in our team perfectly. He's been at Atletico Madrid a good 13 years or so. So he's been with them since like 2008, risen up their academy. He's made over 300 appearances in all competitions. Over 200 appearances have come in La Liga. He has a £128 million release clause. he's got a contract with Atletico Madrid till 2026, because back in 2017 he signed a 9-year contract. He can be deployed as a central midfielder or a defensive midfielder. Man United have also been in for Eduardo Camavinga from Rennes. Fabrizio Romano spoke about it the other week. He said Man United have had direct contact with Eduardo Camavinga. Romano also mentioned that Man United love Camavinga and were interested in him. He said that he actually wanted to make a move to PSG. He said we'd been dealt a blow in our pursuit of Camavinga because his preference is a move to Spain over Man United. Rennes are prepared to sell for like £30 million. His current contract at Rennes expires next year. Man United are interested in Leon Goretzka from Bayern Munich. We're seeing him as a potential replacement for Pogba. Sport Bild said the other week that Man United submitted a contract offer to sign Leon Goretzka on a free transfer from Bayern Munich in the summer of 2022. So yeah, as you all know, Raphael Varane is set to complete his move to Manchester United. Raphael Varane is set to undergo a medical. Varane has been self-isolating. Sky Sports said yesterday that Varane's visa was processed and is in Manchester ahead of finalising the move to Manchester United from Real Madrid. Fabrizio Romano said Thursday night that Varane landed in Manchester. We are aiming to complete the signing of Raphael Varane by Wednesday. Tuesday of last week, Man United confirmed that they'd reached an agreement with Real Madrid to sign Raphael Varane. Both clubs agreed an initial fee of £34 million, rises up to £43 million with add-ons included. Varane will sign a 4-year contract with Man United. There's an option of a further year. Manchester United are doubling Raphael Varane's wages, so he will receive £250,000 a week. And I think we should give Varane that number 4 shirt. Last Friday, Varane posted a farewell message to Real Madrid. But yeah, he is our third signing of this summer transfer window. Manchester United will make a third significant signing. Solskjaer recently spoke out on Manchester United transfer plans before deadline. Solskjaer did say any more signings would be a bonus for Manchester United as we approach the final 3 weeks of the summer transfer window. Not so long ago, Solskjaer did confirm more signings are coming, so reflects on that, Man United are not yet finished in this summer transfer window. Solskjaer is pleased with our transfer business in this summer transfer window. Solskjaer is getting the players he wants to recommend in. And he's getting the backing he deserves, because Solskjaer wasn't backed enough for such a long time. You know, the Glazers, our owners, are backing the manager. I think they're only backing him though because they have been persuaded to. Because towards the end of last season, the Glazers were planning to scrap the Champions League for that European Super League. And a lot of United fans protested against the Glazers at Old Trafford. Solskjaer did reveal towards the end of last season that the Glazers apologised. He said they could have been forced to sell Man United, but for only £4 billion. The Glazers have put Man United in so much debt. They've been at the club for 16 years now. They purchased the club for £500 million back in 2005. On the 4th of June, which was earlier on this year, Joe Glazer attended a fans forum, his first attendance in 15-16 years, and he promised Manchester United supporters that Solskjaer would get the funds that are available. Woodward, he has been one of the biggest issues at the club for a long time, but he has stood by Solskjaer. Woodward's come out several times and said that he'll back Solskjaer. And when we was enjoying them bad periods under Solskjaer, Woodward assured that Solskjaer's job was safe. Woodward has had a 16-year association with the club. We know that he's leaving Manchester United. But obviously, Woodward was accountable for how poor our recruitment policy was for a while. And we've overpaid in that for players in recent years. Woodward should have never been put in the position in the first place where he's, making the footballing decisions. But yeah, Man United are enjoying a very, very good summer transfer window. We've made 3 signings so far in this summer transfer window. Brought Tom Heaton in on a free from Villa. Brought Jadon Sancho in from Borussia Dortmund, and we brought Rafael Varane in from Real Madrid. And so far we've spent almost £120 million. Manchester United now have to sell some players to buy. Woodward recently warned Solskjaer about that. Looks like Brandon Williams is going out on loan. It's the right decision to put him out on loan anyway because he'll gain more experience and he'll get a lot more opportunities. Williams is our third choice left back. He seldom plays for us. I want Alex Telles to leave Man United in this summer transfer window, but I don't think he's going to. It's nothing to do with Telles being a bad player. I want him to go. It's just that he's going to find game time difficult, and he's hardly played for us. Telles has enjoyed one full season at Man United. When we got Telles last year, I expected him to be our first choice left back immediately, but didn't happen. The reason we brought Telles in was to provide competition for Luke Shaw. Telles is missing the start of the season anyway with an ankle injury that he sustained in training the other week. We got Telles for £15.4 million. He's got a contract with Man United till 2024. Axel Tuanzebe, he's going out on loan. Fabrizio Romano said the other day that Axel Tuanzebe was very, very close to joining Aston Villa on loan. But obviously, he said we want to extend his contract before he goes out on loan. Sky Sports said that Axel Tuanzebe is set to sign a 1-year contract extension with an option of a further year. Excuse me. Yeah, with an option of a further year. This will be Tuanzebe's third loan spell at Villa because he's already enjoyed 2 loan spells with them at the moment. But it's the right decision because Tuanzebe will get the opportunities he's demanding, plus he'll gain more experience. Phil Jones, we've definitely got to offload him. I heard Newcastle are interested in him. Jones hasn't played for Man United since January. He's always been inconsistent. He's the only outfield player that's still with us from the Sir Alex Ferguson era. He's been long-serving player at Man United. He's enjoyed 10 years at the club. Diego Dalot want us to offload him. Diego Dalot was out on loan with AC Milan last season. We did get Dalot from Porto. We brought him in under the Jose Mourinho era. I want us to offload Jesse Lingard as well, but we have been struggling to offload Lingard. To Lingard's credit though, he has done well throughout pre-season. Andres Pereira, we need to offload him. He was out on loan with Lazio last season. Matic also needs to go because I've got my strong reservations about Matic. He's always been a static player, plus he's ageing up. And analysing the vast majority of his games at Man United, he's been inconsistent. I think Matic is going to stay with us though for the new season, unfortunately. Matic isn't one of our first choice midfielders, but despite that he seems to get his chances. Matic has been with us like 4 years now, got him for 40 million from Chelsea back in 2017. Donny van de Beek, I think he needs to go elsewhere because he hasn't been given enough starts at Man United. Most of Donny van de Beek's appearances have come from the bench. I recall Van de Beek starting 4 Premier League games last season. So I expected him to start a hell of a lot more games than he has done. Solskjaer hopes Donny van de Beek hits the ground running after he did return to pre-season training. This is a big season ahead for Van de Beek. We got Van de Beek for 40 million for Marks last year. He's got a contract with Man United until 2025 and he's versatile, he can play in 3 different roles. Martial's another player I want us to offload because he's no longer good enough to represent the club. All eyes are on Martial now to provide us the goals, because obviously Rashford is out until October because he's got a shoulder injury. Rashford decided to undergo surgery on his shoulder. I certainly prefer Rashford though to Martial. I reckon now though, Man United have got a good squad with, the signings of Varane and Sancho. I think we had a decent squad before Varane and Sancho came in. We've got Tom Heaton. He seems a good goalkeeper, does Tom Heaton. Obviously brought him in as a backup. Tom Heaton has done well throughout pre-season, to his credit. He's been very vocal. Like I said, we got Tom Heaton on a free transfer from Villa. He did sign a contract with Man United until 2023. There's an option of a further year. Dean Henderson, he's a very, very good goalkeeper. Dean Henderson did well in a lot of the games he was in goal for last season. Plus Dean Henderson's got that experience behind him. He enjoyed 2 successful loans with Sheffield. He's also had other loan spells before. Before the start of last season, Dean Henderson signed a 6-year contract with Man United, so reflecting on that, he committed his future to the club. Dean Henderson will miss the start of the season as he's recovering from COVID. I think David De Gea is still a very, very good goalkeeper despite the mistakes he's made in the last couple of years. I reckon De Gea is staying with us for the new season because quite a few weeks ago now it said that De Gea decided to cut short his holiday by 2 weeks to fight for the starting place. De Gea said he's determined to fight for his future. Said De Gea was set for talks with Solskjaer over his future after the Euros. At one point said De Gea could be loaned out next season to make room in the goalkeeping department. David De Gea has been at Man United for 10 years, so he's been a long servant. He's been with us since the Ferguson era. A few years ago, David De Gea was regarded as the best goalkeeper in the world because he's won everything domestically at the football club and he's made over 500 appearances for Man United in all competitions. If we was to sell De Gea though in the summer transfer window or January or even next summer, I reckon we'd get from between 40 to 50 million pound. He is on 375 grand a week. Luke Shaw, very, very good left back. He was our best player last season. In fact, he was the best left back in the Premier League last season. Shaw still remains our first choice left back despite the arrival of Telles. And I reckon Shaw's had a good career at Man United despite the injuries he has sustained. Shaw has been a long-serving player. He's been with us over 7 years. To Shaw's credit, he had a good tournament for England. Fabrizio Romano mentioned at one point that Man United are in the process of extending Luke Shaw's contract. Shaw just got under 2 years left on his current contract. Harry Maguire, decent centre-half. You know, he's had his good games at Man United. He's also had his bad games. We should now get the best out of Maguire anyway, with obviously Varane going alongside him, because that's a fantastic centre-back partnership like I mentioned earlier on. Maguire was a big miss for us towards the end of last season though, because he had ligament damage in his ankle. He did well for England during the tournament. We paid £80 million for Harry Maguire, so we certainly overpaid for him. Raphael Varane, like I said, he's going to be a great addition to the squad. You know, like I said, I'm convinced that Man United is going to replicate what he did in his years with Real Madrid. Eric Bailly, he's a decent centre-half. My element of concern about Eric Bailly is injury prone, so in that aspect is a liability. Towards the end of last season, Bailly signed a new contract with Man United till 2024. There's an option of a further year. Obviously, Bailly's future is in doubt now following the arrival of Varane, but I think we should still keep Bailly as a backup. So if Varane or Maguire get injured, then there's a plan B. Bailly has been with us over 5 years. We paid £30 million for him from Villarreal back in 2016. I think Wan-Bissaka, very, very good right back. Probably there is aspects of his game that I've got to improve. He's certainly got to show more attacking intent, but defensively, Wan-Bissaka has always been superb. And to be honest with you, he's one of the best right backs we've had since Gary Neville. He's enjoyed 2 full seasons at Man United. We got Bissaka for £50 million from Crystal Palace back in 2019. Scott McTominay, he's a decent player. I certainly prefer McTominay to Fred. McTominay is not yet on that level where I want him to be at. The question is, can he emulate to that level? He certainly needs more time at the club. He's been part of the club for a long time as it stands. McTominay signed a 5-year contract at Man United just after the first lockdown last year. Paul Pogba, a very good player. He produced some good performances for Man United in the last couple of months of last season, but at one point last season he was out with a thigh injury for a while. Now, is Paul Pogba staying at Manchester United or is he going? Now, it's said from the Telegraph that Pogba will start the season with Man United, then he'll make a decision about his future before the 31st of August. Pogba said he's in no hurry to sort out his future. Yesterday, Solskjaer revealed that he's had positive discussions with Pogba over his future. Now, PSG have been relentlessly linked with Pogba. Pochettino recently played down PSG's interest in Pogba because Pochettino got quizzed on Paul Pogba's transfer from Man United again. It says PSG are the favourites to sign him this summer. PSG have already held talks with Pogba's representatives. It says PSG are willing to offer around 45 million. PSG basically want to partner Pogba alongside Wijnaldum in their midfield. Mino Raiola, not so long ago, offered Liverpool the chance to sign Pogba, but I'm very sceptical he'd go to Liverpool. Pogba's also been linked to Real Madrid, his former club Juventus, Barcelona and Inter Milan have been in for him before, so reflecting on that, he's had a long-running transfer saga. Reports from France claimed that Man United are demanding an increased transfer fee for Pogba should he leave this summer. We want at least £63 million. Not so long ago, Pogba rejected a new contract at Man United. Sky Sports did say that Pogba is increasingly unlikely to sign a new Man United contract, but Solskjaer did say that Man United remain in talks with Pogba's representatives over a new contract. Sky Sports did say not so long ago that Pogba sees a long-term future at Man United, but may wait on the contract extension. Fabrizio Romano said recently that there are good chances that Pogba stays at Man United this summer, and he said we're confident in extending his contract. His current contract expires next year. As it stands at the moment, Pogba's our most expensive signing because we paid £89 million for him, and he's enjoyed 5 seasons at Man United since he rejoined. Bruno Fernandes, obviously he's very, very good as well. You know, Bruno Fernandes is one of our best players and he's one of the best signings we've made since Ferguson retired because, like I mentioned, he's made a difference in the team. In most of Bruno Fernandes' games for Man United, he's been very, very consistent, but there has been quite a few games where he's looked off the pace, but let's be honest, we have overplayed Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes has been at Manchester United now over a year and a half. You know, last season he won Player of the Year and he's won Player of the Month quite a few times. Fabrizio Romano did say at one point that Man United are looking at a new contract for Bruno Fernandes because towards the end of last season it says we are willing to double Bruno Fernandes' wages to £200,000 a week. Fernandes' current contract at Man United expires in 2025. There's an option of a further 12 months. Like I said, Jadon Sancho, he's going to be a very good player, I think, for Man United. We've just got to hope that Solskjaer uses Sancho right. Greenwood, you know, he's been an absolute revelation since he broke into our senior squad, despite him going a long period without scoring. Rashford's good when he wants to be, but there's aspects of his game that I've got to improve because Rashford's enjoyed his bad periods, plus he's become injury prone, which is a concern. Edison Cavani, you know, he's made a fantastic impact as well since he's come in, and I'm delighted that Cavani's staying for the new season. So there you go. But these some players at Man United that are not good enough to represent the club. You know, Lindelof isn't good enough. I've got my strong reservations about him. Fred, I don't think he's good enough. Yeah, he's had his good games, but I do have really strong reservations about Fred. Matic for me isn't good enough. Lingard isn't good enough. Martial isn't good enough. So yeah, and with like Van der Beek and Telles, I haven't really had a perception on them because they haven't really played much, have they? So alright guys, that's everything to update you today. Drop your comments, like, explore on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless. See you all again very, very soon.